Hello again, viewers. You're welcome to another episode of the Now Show. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about life happens. Life happens? Yes, life does happen. And I'm not alone on today's show because it's an interesting topic. I'm joined by my girlfriends, my friends, my sisters, Mrs. Lola Ademuwagun and Mrs. Chioma Okigbo. Oh my God. Girlfriends, welcome to the Now Show.
Thank you.
You know, life does happen. Because, there's been so much going on, especially now in Nigeria. We've heard stories of people committing suicides, people going into depression, people going into hospitals. And really, why are these things happening? It's because they just think, why me? Why is this happening to me? Well, you and I know that life does happen. Yes. So that's what we're here to discuss.
Good.
Well, what's your opinion, Lola? What's your opinion?
So my opinion is, I think that we've sold this perfect world to everyone. And if your world isn't perfect, you think you're the only one or something is wrong with you. Okay. And because of that, you're looking, when you think you're the only one going through something, you probably handle it differently from when you know that it is common to everyone.
Okay.
So with people committing suicide, if they would just talk to one person, the person they're talking to probably is going through worse.
Okay.
And has just had the strength to deal with it. And what is happening now is we're selling. I think while social media is a blessing, I think it is almost a curse because people are posting a perfect life. There's one young person I heard that almost committed suicide and she didn't die, but her suicide note was because she had looked at what other people had been posting, all other students, and it was this perfect life. And because hers wasn't perfect, she thought, well, maybe she's come from a lesser family, things, and and if somebody just told her the only things people post is the good times, nobody bothered with the bad times. Nobody posts a picture when they're not nicely made up.
How many pictures are missing of somebody who just woke up from bed
and in the way they look?
Yes.
And it's just, honestly, I think that's, maybe not all of the problem, but most of the problem.
And Chioma, what do you think?
Honestly, I agree with Lola.
Yes.
But I also think that it's, we're raising a very fragile generation. There are too many things training our kids now. There are too many things training people beyond what they learn at home. So they tend to think that, there are many bad sites on the internet.
Yes.
Many bad sites that teach you how to commit suicide, encourage you. They tell you how to feel pain, and if you feel the pain goes away, and how to just end it all. There's so many sites that young people go to now. So you see that those foundations that were laid by our parents, because, there's this race that we were in, to give them everything, give our children everything. We forget that the most important thing we can give them is self-confidence, is self-worth. That no matter what challenge you have, you can overcome it.
You can overcome it.
So we end up with a bunch of wimps, if you like. I'm sorry.
But
people who are very who are very fragile, who have very fragile egos. They're concerned about what the next person thinks, what, my life isn't perfect. I want it to be this perfect. I want it to be this way because, that's what's going on in your generation. I've heard of children being, depressed.
Well, it's not even just children. It's not just children, Lola, right?
Worse, but it's worse with children.
People in our generation.
So
it's so bad.
You can imagine that the woman I heard about, she's frustrated because her friends all have all these designer lifestyle.
Can you imagine?
And it's all fake.
It's borrowed sometimes.
Yes.
I found out that there are places you can borrow those bags for the day.
You're joking.
No, I'm not.
And so if your friend borrowed it and you think your friend actually owns it, and then there's the fake you can actually buy. So it's not everybody who's spending that much money on it. So I think
too many fakes out there.
Yes, and I think Chioma's right. I think we need to go back to teaching contentment. You don't have to be like the other
That's
person.
the thing.
I think that you need to be you. Because what they're selling, it's just people selling. Even people that are supposed to be mentoring people are selling things that people can't achieve, people can't maintain, at least if they're doing things the normal way.
Yes, absolutely.
So, and it's okay to be you. You don't have to.
If you are content, not to be super successful.
Yes. And what is success?
Exactly.
You can define your success. It's not based on your criteria. Neither is it based on Chioma's criteria. What is successful to me may not be successful to you.
That's right. Absolutely.
And we need to teach people that, look, success doesn't mean I have to be a mirror image of the next person. It has to be my own line, my definition of success.
Who is teaching them? That's the thing. Who is teaching them what success should be? As defined by them. Who defines it for you? If already you have a fragile mindset, especially from, childhood, and you feel, my parents taught me that the biggest sin is covetousness. Never mind anything else.
Yes.
Because covetousness leads to everything else.
Yes. That's right.
That's when you want to steal.
Yes.
That's when you want to kill. That's when so that covetousness, hey, I don't know the number of times they killed me for coming home and saying, this person has this, I want. Hey,
I think it's that value system.
It's a value system.
Out honestly, the windows.
And as long as you don't curb it, it would be a problem. Because that is what makes our leaders steal. Yes. That is what makes people do the most incredibly fraudulent things. Because they feel that, the grass is greener on my neighbor's lawn. So I want that grass. Now, they're not willing to build up and nurture.
Yes.
So it just gives us an entitlement mentality. We are very entitled people. And we're raising entitled children.
But the one that baffles me is how people think that you can actually live life without problems. How?
The thing about it is that, I'm a Christian.
Problems
and I think that we're selling that in church. So if you have, if your life isn't going, we define being blessed by the things we acquire. And so he has a good wife. He has children.
Yes.
He must be praying and he's blessed. And you're not married.
So there must be something
you're doing wrong. You're not praying enough. You're not doing that. So it starts from our leaders. If you're telling people that being blessed is equivalent to the things you can acquire.
Is it material things? Is that what blessings are all about?
Somebody else is saying to themselves, I'm not blessed because I don't have all these things that A has, this person in my church. So if people go there, and this same Bible tells us that you would inherit tribulations. In fact, what makes you a Christian is that you should go through things.
Tribulations,
and being able to overcome it. And if people are taught that, I think people would go, when they're faced with a trial, they would see it as a privilege.
Yes. So it's like people are not being told enough about being able to handle issues.
Yes.
So
because they're told that if you have issues because you're doing something wrong or somebody has placed a curse on you, it's two ways in Africa.
Yes.
So it's not if you're not doing if you're not doing something wrong, then somebody is doing something to you. They can't just be that life is happening.
Life has to happen.
It's so interesting because in my church, there were my husband and I about like the oldest people.
So you have a lot of very young people with you. Okay.
And they think, they come up to me and they ask, how did you do it? They think whatever it is you've accomplished, you accomplished it overnight.
Meanwhile, there's a process.
There's a process.
They haven't seen the pains.
They don't want
the
to
things
see
that
the
you've
pain.
gone through.
They don't want to go through it.
Yes.
They just want to arrive at the destination. But the destination is not a place.
It's not a place.
No, and
it's a process. It keeps moving. So
it's moving.
You see, every single day that you wake up is a blessing and is an opportunity to do something. What we see is a lot of people who don't want to do anything. They just want to arrive. They don't want to go through the process. And that process is called life. And when one little thing happens to them, they want the whole world to know. Nobody really cares. Everybody has problems. Ask me, I have loads and loads of problems. Do you understand?
Don't you have challenges?
Everybody.
In fact, that's why You know, the thing is, that's why I
You have your
become the
challenges.
person that I have become.
Yes.
Without the challenges. And I think, you know, we all went to federal school.
Yes.
And honestly, I remember when I got into federal school, I wrote a letter to my parents and asked them to bring me back home.
I thought they hated me.
No, because everybody else went to international school Ibadan, where they have 3 course meals for their food. And then I'm here where I can't even eat the food.
Let's not talk about the food in our old school. You know what he
And you're bathing with spirocheria in the water,
Yes.
and you have to bathe outside because the bathrooms are not clean. But you know, I always say that, you know, when my dad died in a plane crash, I probably handled it the best out of my siblings because I had a knocking at an earlier age.
Yes.
And what people don't know is that the challenges are supposed to make you a better person.
A better person.
Actually, that's what, when you come out of it, obviously when you're going through it, you don't know.
You don't know. You never know.
And so we live,
you never
we live
know.
life forwards and we understand it backwards.
Yes.
But the truth is,
no, Lola, I want you to go again on that. We live life forward
and understand it backwards. So when we're going through what we're going through, I think you don't know that. It's on reflection, and I'm thinking, thank God I went to OU. Because what it is that when we got that knock when my dad died in a plane crash, it wasn't expected. We didn't plan it. And we grew up in a family where, you know, you had everything done by the daddy. And then one day you wake up and he's gone. My mom was working with him. You know, I just finished my master's. It was like, okay, now, this is the real
where
life.
do we go?
Because and you know, you find out that you don't have so many uncles anymore when you've lost that daddy.
Of
because
course,
the only reason everybody was
there
was because of him.
Yes.
And when he's gone, they also have their own issues to face.
Yes.
And you know, but you know, the experience in Oyo where I was dumped in that place, and I did not like my school, but I had to finish 5 years in that place, and 5 years of not liking a place and still making good grades because I knew this is my opportunity. I didn't have an option. Going home and failing wasn't an option where I was coming from. So it's like, yes, you've been dumped here, but you're going to make the best of it. I still think that's the best thing that has happened to me because what it is it's made me an independent person. And so when my dad died, even though I was dependent on him, I knew I could survive it because I survived all of
Yes.
And
that's a very important lesson, you know.
Survival.
Yes, it's a very important lesson.
Yes.
There is a lesson in tribulation that we all want to avoid. We want to avoid pain. Yeah, every human being wants to either make a gain or avoid a pain.
Yes.
That's right.
So when you think you're the only one challenged by any situation, that challenge you're trying to run away from could actually lead to your gain. You see, that's why when you do a SWOT analysis, you have the strengths, the weaknesses, the threats, and the opportunities. So it's the threats that lead you to the opportunities.
Okay. That's right.
Without those threats, you don't have opportunities. And that's what people miss. Okay, so the opportunities come from the challenges. Tell me any wealthy, successful person that has not converted the challenges in their environment to an opportunity for themselves. That's where if it's money that will define your success, but that's where the money is.
Yes,
it's in the threats,
problems,
and the problems. When you have a solution, to the problem, you make money. You don't have a solution to a problem.
Yes.
Nada. You stay an employee, and your employer makes money. So, I mean, you've got to understand that process is what it's like purifying gold. Gold will not be what it is if it doesn't go through fire.
That's right.
You can't have purity without the challenges, without the fire, without the pain, without that process that cleans you out. So when I see people focused on their problems, I get worried because I think that the problems are there to help you become a better person at the end of it. So don't focus on the problems. Look for a solution. If you can't find one in yourself, speak to someone. Find someone.
Speaking out is actually very
critical.
important.
Yes, critical. Because
don't go through anything alone. Going into depression.
Because they think they're the only one, and one day you go and speak to someone and they tell you the catalog, or somebody older who's had more experiences, and you realize they've been through a lot more.
So it's like, you know when they say that when you hear somebody else's problems, you actually thank God for yours.
You know what? I don't want to go through this. I mean, a group of my friends said they got together one day. You know, they'd gone, maybe they were organizing my bridal shower, and one of them said, when everybody started talking about what they I just came back home thinking, oh my God, you know, they looked so successful to her. She said she came back home and thought, you know what, it's okay not to have so much.
Yes.
Because I don't think I can handle. But you know, the truth is, you can, there's always grace for what you're going through.
Absolutely. There's always grace.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So we don't, that, which is why we're not all challenged the same way. Because, you know, I think that life kind of deals with us based on where we're coming from, you know, and so all our challenges will be different.
Yes.
But what is important?
And the strength that God has put in us.
Yes.
To
overcome everything.
Because there's nothing He gives you that He has not made a way out.
That's right.
There is no challenge that is coming to you that is not happened to someone else.
That's right.
At some point.
That's right.
And please, one of the things I would say is that people should not think that when I say speak to someone, I go and put it on social media.
No.
There are many loonies out there who are going to abuse you for your problems, make you even worse.
Feel worse. Go to a trusted.
Or someone will take advantage of your situation.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. So you need to find that trusted person.
Yes.
It doesn't even have to be someone you know too well. It will be someone you feel has integrity and will probably be able to give you, you know, some guidance and see you through that period. You know, for every challenge that we face, God always provides someone there.
Yes.
Who
is being put there just for the purpose of helping you navigate that challenge.
Yes.
And I mean, I know at the toughest time of my life, my last year in my last company, God raised someone, an Aaron, for me, you know, who was there to help me navigate that. I wouldn't have known what to do. But just talking to him about the challenges, he clarified things so easily for me.
Well, how do you identify such a person? Because you see, the thing is, in other countries, I think one of the challenges we have here is that we don't have a lot of trained counselors that you can go to and speak to. So, of course, we need to kind of
develop
people,
that. How do you find the trusted person?
You know,
how do you identify that person?
I'm not sure it's always a professional. It could be a professional.
Yes.
Professionals are very good. You know, if you can find one and you can, you know.
We have agreed that we don't have too many of them.
We don't have too many.
So
but the thing is, sometimes people
do have challenges.
Everyone comes into your life for a reason or a season. There's always somebody that.
Okay.
Yes, there would be someone. If you look around you, it could be someone in your church. Who you just look at, you greet from a distance, and you say to the person, I really need to speak to you about something.
Not necessarily the pastor.
It doesn't have to be the pastor. I have a personal aversion to going to pastors to talk about because I think pastors are overwhelmed and they're largely distracted. There are many things going on around them. So, you know, except is, you know, pray with me or whatever. But if I need counseling, I need to talk to someone. I find someone that I feel has maybe the kind of profile that can give me time, understand my challenge, and please don't go with monetary requests because it just puts people off. If you have a problem, come willing to listen to a solution.